guys, DIY Maniac John P here. In today's video, we're going to be doing an oil change on my 17.5 horsepower Briggs & Stratton John Deere D105 riding mower. Follow along. Some of you may be asking, well, how often are we supposed to do an oil change on our machines? If we go by John Deere's recommendation, engine oil and filter is every 50 hours. If you're someone like me who only mows about 25 hours a year, I'd still change my oil out at the end of every season, even though it's only at 25 hours. As for the oil filter, that I change out at every 50 hours. I'm more concerned about the engine oil quality, as we know these filters pretty much are an automotive style filter, could definitely handle at least that 50-hour interval. Before we could change the oil, we need to locate where we drain it from. On this particular engine, the Briggs & Stratton 17.5 horsepower, the oil exit is on the right side of the engine, and you can see there's a pipe that comes out with a quick release cap for draining the oil. Now, in order to facilitate this and make this easier, what I like to do is on the left hand side, I like to jack up the tire with a piece of wood, as you can see here, and this will help the engine oil flow more easily out from that tube. As well, I like to turn the tires, the wheels, to the left, which opens up more of a gap in order to put our catch can underneath the exit tube. For your catch can, you could pretty much use anything, your automotive style, or what I do is I use these large windshield washer fluid bottles that I have. I put my automotive oil in them as well, and I use that when I change out the tractor. And same thing, put it underneath. We're going to open up this valve. It's a quick release, so it's like a quarter turn. We're going to go counterclockwise, and then we're going to pull off. So you kind of got to be a little quick on trying to catch it. So we pull it, and the oil will start coming out as such. And we could keep our catch can underneath, and that's going to drain the oil. And to make it flow a little faster, we could definitely remove the dipstick and hopefully not make too much of a mess as I just did. So I'll go ahead now and let that drain completely. Once we've allowed the oil to fully drain out and it's no longer dripping, we could take our cap and we're going to put it back on. So reversal of the way it came off, push it on, line up the little nub on the tube with the slot in the cap, push it on, and then turn a quarter turn counterclockwise to seat the little nub in the locking tab. And that's it for draining the oil. Now we're going to go looking at removing and replacing the oil filter. When it comes to replacing the oil filter, it's going to be on the left hand side of the vehicle. Now the way it's placed, it's a little inset from the frame rail, so it does get messy when removing it, but I'm going to show you a trick for that. The filter here, as you could see, every time I change it, I write the date, the month and the year, and the number of hours that were on the machine when I changed it. And in this case now, it's 2 years later, 2 seasons, and I have now 125 hours, so I hit that little bit over that 50-hour mark. So that's why I'm changing it on this season. So the trick I have to keep the job a little bit cleaner, you're going to put your catch can underneath. Take any kind of piece of cardboard that you could find that you have lying around the house. Stick it up under the filter. So you're going to push it in so it's between the filter and the frame rail. And angle your cardboard down as such. And then your catch can will be there. So when you unscrew this filter, the oil, instead of draining all over your frame rail, making a mess of your lawnmower, it's going to be forced down this cardboard and into your catch can. So let me get some gloves on and we're going to remove that filter right now. When removing the oil filter, it's only put on hand tight. So if you have a good grip and good strength, you should be able to loosen it by hand. If you can't, you get yourself a pair of oil filter pliers, oil filter wrench. You grab onto it counterclockwise, get it loosened with the wrench. And then once we have it nice and loose, we can finish it off by hand. Always getting ready for your catch can to catch the oil. If anyone does oil changes on cars knows, no matter how hard you try to be clean when doing an oil change, you always end up making a bit of a mess. So you see how that cardboard helps us? The oil is being forced down into our catch can. It took me a couple of seasons to start doing this trick as I was tired of the mess I was making on my frame rail. We remove our filter. We make sure the old gasket comes with it, the rubber O-ring gasket. Put that in our catch can to drain. Keep our cardboard there until we see no more oil. And I'm going to go now and get the new filter, and I'm going to show you how that goes on. So a few things we're going to want to do before we put the new filter on. Take a paper towel, clean the mating surface of the oil filter housing, the oil filter adapter. Get it all nice and clean to ensure a good seal. We're going to take our new filter. In this case, I use a Fram for this particular engine, and I think for most of the Briggs & Stratton engines, but always double check for sure. It's the PH8170. So we take that out of the box. A couple of things we're going to want to do. We're going to want to take a little bit of oil from our catch can on our finger. We're going to want to lubricate that gasket so there's no binding when we screw it on. The other thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to prime or pre-fill our filter with some of the oil that we're going to be using. Now we can't fill it fully because when we go to put it on, it's just going to all drain out, but at least get some in there, and I'll explain why. We got to think when we start the mower for the first time after our oil change, if there's no oil in this filter, the motor's going to run dry for a couple of seconds. This filter is going to have to fill up with the oil coming from the sump before it gets to the engine. So by putting some oil in that filter first, it's going to allow the engine to receive oil a little bit quicker. So we take our oil of choice, and I'm going to talk more about what engine oil I use further on in this video. So we're going to take it and we're going to put some oil in there. Like I said, we can't, if anyone's done oil changes on cars, usually depending on the oil filter placement, we could get that filter pretty full because it sometimes screws from upwards, so you don't have to worry about it spilling. But in this application, because we're going sideways, it's a little trickier. So I'll still put the catch can underneath just in case some of the oil escapes from the filter as I'm screwing it on. So our gasket is lubricated, our filter is primed, surface is clean. We're going to move this cable out of the way. We're going to take our filter and we're going to start screwing it on by hand until it's seated. And you'll feel it's seated. Now, despite what anyone says, hand tight only. No wrenches, no filter tools. Hand tight, grab it, tighten it as firmly as you can by hand. Unless you're strongest man in the world, maybe you'll over tighten it. Get it nice and tight, and you're going to stop there, and that's it. No more tighter, no wrenches, guys. Then we're going to take our black marker, and like I showed you, I'm going to put the month and the year that I changed it. So November 2021, and currently I have 125 hours. And just a visual reference so we remember when we did it last. So I'm going to stop the video here, and next we're going to be looking at adding oil to the engine. Let's look now at adding the oil to the motor. We'll remove our dipstick, wipe it clean, place it down in a clean area, put our funnel, and we're ready to add the oil. So what kind of oil do I use? I use a SAE 30 engine oil that's designed for mowers. You could go with the Briggs & Stratton oil, in this case Motomaster oil from my Canadian Tire. But a lot of people run synthetic automotive oil, so I'll leave that up to you to do your own research. This particular engine takes 1.5 quarts of engine oil, so keep that in mind when you're going to fill it up. So we open up our oil with our funnel in place, like I said, and like any other vehicle, we're going to add our oil to the engine. So I'll go ahead, continue that, and then we'll close out the video. Guys, just wanted to make one more point before I close out the video. The 1.5 quarts, you have to remember that includes the oil filter. So if your oil filter is empty, or we primed it like we did, but we didn't fill it fully, you got to keep that in mind. So to give you an example, I added 1 quart of oil to the sump, and my dipstick is showing just at the minimum line. So, fill it up to full, start the mower, let that filter fill, stop the mower, let it sit for a while, and recheck. Just keep checking the oil, but the Briggs & Stratton capacity is 1.5 quart, but keep in mind that includes the volume taken by the oil filter. There you have it, guys. Changing out the oil on your John Deere riding mower with the Briggs & Stratton engine. If you have any questions or comments, definitely leave them down below. In the description as well, I'm going to put the link to the video where I go over the details of winter storage of your riding mower and what steps you should take preparing it for winter storage. So thanks a lot for watching, guys, and we'll see you at the next video. Take care.